Hey champions, it's Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day. Updates for you. Yesterday, Fred from Weekend Wizard started up a brand new YouTube channel called Wizard TCG. And the thing that's really exciting for me is that it's in English, so I can actually understand what he's saying. He's such a great guy, and he has such a strong passion for Genesis. He put out a video, it was in German, but it talked about how Genesis is his most anticipated or his favorite TCG. Uh, it was a really cool video. The nice part was one of his videos he did the video, did it all in German, and then sent me a companion video separate to translate everything he was saying. And I was like, oh, it's very sweet. It's a very kind guy. So I want to promote his new channel. Go follow him. He's gonna be doing some Genesis content and talking about other games that are on the market. And then also, if you want to see it, I'll send a link to the video where he talks about Genesis being his favorite game. So really excited about that. The other thing to mention is that Dice Tower got a copy of Genesis, and they're going to be putting out a video of it soon. So if you're interested in that, it was a very small thing. It was just a small little box opening or series of box openings, and from there he ended up having one box ups for Genesis. So nothing yet, but in the future we could see something come from Dice Tower regarding Genesis. And then the last thing to talk about was last night was our live stream. Alex and I did a box opening for Jaelara second edition. We gave away everything that we opened because at the end of the day neither of us really needed those cards. So and it was just a lot better to just give it out to the community. So we had a fun time doing that. And more importantly, we went through the different rare pairings that you can get, uncommons and rares, how those combinations look like in a pack, how to perceive the value of those, talking about things on a little bit more of a higher level, and talking about what are some of the things that you should really be looking forward to in this set. One of the coolest things we saw is that there's a pack where you can get a rare pairing, which is Alim and Boltshot. That is such a nice pack. That gives you instant value add right away. The only thing that can hold that back is having some of those more niche uncommons. But we also saw packs where you got uncommons where you had, Oten, Shutdown, and Malicious Persuasion, all really, really powerful uncommons in one pack. And that can override whatever rares you get in there. So we had a lot of fun times, and we talked about kind of our perceptions on the packs based just solely on the uncommons and the rares. And so that was really cool. That's all that I'm going to recap from yesterday. And I'll leave links in the description to all those videos, including our live stream. And then today, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun time talking about the bunnies of Genesis. It's been, I guess, a meme of sorts when it comes to the game. So it all started off with Decoy Rabbit, this artwork done by Ramiana. Decoy Rabbit has always been kind of a funny place in the game because the card just doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's good, especially for a game that's so serious all the time, to have something in there that's just pure comedy. And Decoy Rabbit's one of those things where you have the concept for this was you have this trickster type of character who's running away from guards, and the guards are chasing him, but then this rabbit appears and the guards start chasing the rabbit instead. So that was more or less the description I gave Ramiana at the beginning. And she had this idea of having the bunny on a string, and it makes it even more ridiculous because you see both characters at the same time, but the guards for some reason are still going after the bunny because they think that's the one who they need to chase down. So it started off there, and it went to the fact that JC likes to mention that he was like, why is there so much detail in this one tiny rabbit compared to every other piece in the entire set? And it just kind of snowballed from there. People really, really loved the rabbit. So when Decoy Rabbit got reprinted in Welcome to Jaelara, this one, I believe, again, done by Ramiana, is now we actually have the champions that we can put into their place. So we have this happening on the Ajna Arena. Falling just decides to hide behind this little stump, and it pulls out this little rabbit. And now Rain is super confused and it's like, is that Fong? And goes and targets the rabbit instead. Again, it's just silly little humor. The card doesn't make sense, but the card itself is very playable. And that's the thing I think people really enjoy. It's a playable card that everything about it is just ridiculous. And adding to that ridiculousness, you have the Ryukyu Rabbit. The idea here was, I pitched the idea of having a summon that had a attack of 0, and that being relevant for gameplay somehow, and figuring out how to make that work, and also giving it fire resistance. And it just became a funny little joke within the game. Why? What's the purpose of this card? There really isn't one. And it also goes to show something, that the big difference between Ryukyu Rabbit and Decoy Rabbit, there is a difference between having an attack of 0 and having no attack at all. Because a Ryukyu Rabbit, through Fire Hail, can have its damage increased enough that it can actually deal damage, where there's literally no way to have Decoy Rabbit deal damage. So if you use Decoy Rabbit to get out of Cog Restrict, there's no way for that Decoy Rabbit to then give you a win condition. Where the Ryukyu Rabbit, it may be very minor, but it can still do that. And the funny part about Ryukyu Rabbit is that it can also, because it has a fire resistance, it's able to deal with Fong in a very comical way, where Fong actually has to use other cards to kill it and can't just use her built-in attack. And then finally, the last rabbit in the game so far, but there will be more, is the Lion Mane Rabbit. This one done by Layla. I don't know if this was a design first and then art later, or art. It had to be a design first and art later. There's no way. I'd be very surprised if someone just came up with this and was like, make a card about this rabbit. But if someone did, I would have loved to have done that. The idea here, again, JC kind of falls on his sword by saying that this card was supposed to be a meme. It was never supposed to be taken seriously. But at the same time, it is actually a pretty decent card. It does 3 earth damage whenever you execute a top ability or find a way to place it onto someone. I'm gonna find the card and actually put it up on screen so you can see the full card. But this one's definitely a little bit more complex than the other rabbits, and does a significant amount more. But it can actually be a win condition, and that's the great part about it. So let me just get this up on screen here. There we go. So you got the standard beckon for 5R. It has hop, where it allows you to place it on a spot in its awareness. The cool thing about this is, since it's a place instead of a move, this allows you to jump on top of someone, which is important for the next execute ability. And then on top of that, the hop is done during main phase. This allows the Lion Mane Rabbit to move once and then hop, so it's still getting 2 moves. It's decently mobile. Now this is where it really comes together with the executability. When Lion Mane Rabbit moves on or is placed on a spot and is at 1 HP, it deals 3 damage to another target on the same spot as it. This allows it to move around, like hop onto things and then just hit them for 3. The joke here was the hopes to have one day the Lion Mane Rabbit finish off an Angel of Retribution, which JC was able to do, and he was very happy for it. So Lion Mane Rabbit, and when you have enough of them on the field, they actually can dish out a decent amount of damage, especially with that 4-chi, making it's one of the few cards at 4-chi that can deal 3 damage and be relatively consistent at it. So it's a great card. I hope you enjoy playing with it at some point soon. It does show up in Jaelara 2nd edition. So I just wanted to have a little bit of fun talking about the rabbit. I hope you enjoy the rabbit. It wasn't anything that was intended. We weren't planning to make this series of rabbits, but the community spoke and they really like the rabbits, and I think the love for the rabbits still goes on. So as long as the love for the rabbits are there, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't put in more rabbits. So we'll make more silly things in the future that feature really crazy rabbits. I hope you have a wonderful day. That's everything I want to talk about for now, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Have a great day, and yeah, bye.